Hi, my name is Nicholas Sandoval, and I'm an engineer here at DPS Telecom. I'm going to be talking to you about the ECU, which is the Entry Control Unit. This one is the ECU G4, which acts as an expansion for Net Guardian. So if you already own a Net Guardian, you can just use this to have building control. The other version that we have is the ECU Lan, which is a standalone version of the ECU. You just put an IP address to it, and it'll pretty much works right out the box. The ECU G4 is really great if you already have a NetGuardian and you just want to have an idea of who's coming in and out of building, or you want to make sure that only certain people gain access to, say, a server room. The ECU LAN is fantastic if you have just a single door you need to keep track of, might be remote out somewhere. And it's just really great if you just need that one door looked at. And the setup for this is really simple, and I'm going to show you how to set up an ECU LAN, which requires just a little bit of different setup than the ECU G4. So to set up the ECU LAN, you just need to set up the IP address. And once you set up the IP address, you can go to it and you will get this screen over here. And you can set up, say, a proxy card, which are little cards that we sell, and you can actually get any kind you want. They all work pretty much the same. You just need to make sure you get the number that's off of the card. So to do that, you can go to the site access log, and you can just scan the number, and it should pop up right here. So this is the passcode for this specific card. And we can just take this passcode right here, and we can create a new profile for this specific passcode. So we can call this one card, and we can put in that passcode there. And if you go to this advanced tab, you can actually set a little bit more granular access to it. So say you only want them to have access for a certain time, for certain days, days of the week, time of the day. You can set all that right here. The stay open mode will allow you to just tap the card and have the door stay unlocked until they tap it again. So it's really good if you have one person who just needs to unlock that door and it keeps unlocked the entire time. So once you have the card in, you can hit save and it'll be written. And then if you go back to the site access log and you just tap the card, the door is now unlocked, and it sees that it's an enter direction. So you can have key card access on both sides of a door. So if you want to make sure, have an idea of who's coming in, who's coming out, you can have that on both sides of the door and keep whatever it is you want out, whatever it is you want in. So have that going for you. And we also have, of course, a couple notifications that you can set up that'll be able to tell you if things are going. What's happening with the ECU side. So if someone's trying to gain access that doesn't have access, you can see that. If actually if we look over to the alarms, we can see what kind of alarms we'll get. So these are the system alarms that we have. Door violation alarm is when someone's trying to gain access that doesn't have access. Door strike relay is just when the door strike actually occurs, and if you tap the card, it'll let you know that the relay is active. Relay 2 is another relay we have access to. You can have alarms set on the ECU that can activate this relay. We have a hack lockout just in case someone tries to hack into the units. We have keypads that may or may not someone might try to get in, but we have a little alarm that goes off in case that happens. And we have this prop door mode and this stay open mode, so you'll know if it's unlocked or not unlocked that way. On to the other alarms we have. There's this door sensor alarm, so you just know when there's someone opening the door. We have a little motion sensor, and we have this other sensor that you can do with whatever you want. And like I said before, there's the door strike here. There's also the second relay. You can operate these if you want to from this screen. And then we have, let's see, so we also, for the ECUs, if you have maybe 1 or 2 doors, then having just being able to do it from this screen, perfectly fine. But if you have, like, say, 10 or more ECUs around, you maybe have 10 to 20 people you need to keep track of, it'll be a little bit more difficult. And while you can use these 32 profiles on this one ECU, once you get to multiple profiles, it gets a little bit difficult. So if you have a team on, you can actually use the team on to put the profiles on there. And as you can see, I have a few up here. These can be synced across multiple ECUs. You can have multiple profiles on the team on and sync all those up to different ECUs if you need to. So it's really good at keeping track of all of that information, all of those people, and making sure that they all have access to what they need to have access to. And that's pretty much everything you really need to know to get the ECU set up and ready to go. Pretty simple. The G4 version is slightly different, but just as easy to do. And if you have any questions or about the ECU, you can go ahead and contact us at this number, and you can send an email to sales@dpstilly.com if you are interested in getting one of these products. Thank you.